Human beings can mentor AI. Human beings are mentor of AI. Human beings cannot be AI. The day we succumb to the so-called, artificial, highly intellectual intelligence of the AI, we will succumb to our self. Bharat is one of the leading producer of the software across the world, and we are exporting it to so many countries. Younger generations of institutions like IIT, NIT, IIM, and especially IIT Mandi, like the younger lot out here, when they come up with a startup company or with an innovative idea, we need to nurture them. We need to nurture them. We need to help them out so that tomorrow in World Bank or in IMF or for that matter in European Union, we have a legitimate chair which was denied to us for so long.
Yes, so Dr. Datta, very warm welcome to IIT Mandi, and thank you for joining us to this Ideas Mattermost talk show, which is on the theme AI-Human Partnership. Since you have acclaimed expertise in international political, economic, and foreign policy, I myself and my audience here would love to hear your views on AI shaping the geopolitics.
सबसे पहले सबको नमस्कार. I'm very happy and delighted, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra for being here. I think ये मेरा तीसरा विजिट है IIT मंडी पे, और मैं जब भी आता हूँ मुझे लगता है कि मैं अपने घर पे आया हूँ. You are such a lovely dear friend of mine, and most of the faculty members I know them by face and personally. और students के बारे में मैं क्या कहूँ, बहुत सारे हैं जो they are in touch with me in LinkedIn as well as in other social media. They keep on interacting. Last time also when I was here, I had seen some real flamboyant, dynamic young minds whom I would say कि हमारे देश के future के brand ambassador हैं. Now coming to this pertinent topic, I would also thank Idea Matters Most as well as Hindustan Times for giving me this platform. AI and human mind. Yeah. I think I'll start with two one-liners for this. First, human beings can mentor AI. Human beings are mentor of AI. Human beings cannot be AI. AI will always remain a subordinate robot for human beings, and we need to keep that in mind. The day we succumb to the so-called, artificial, highly intellectual intelligence of the AI, we will succumb to our self. AI, when we actually talk about AI and how things are changing at the global level. What I understand is like for Bharat to be a leader of AI, we have to have a Atmanirbhar AI, a Vikshit AI. When we can do this, I think the job will be accomplished and the mission will be successful. Vikshit Bharat, Unnat Bharat and Atmanirbhar Bharat is a clarion call of the Honorable Prime Minister, not just for the heck of it. It is a clarion call with a complete understanding of the international dynamics of the changing permutation combination at the international level. Today morning when I was interacting with you, I had said that time that 19th century was the era of the Queen of England,
right,
Britain and Europe. 20th century was the era of United States of America.
Right.
21st century is the era of Indo-Pacific, जिसपे मेरे specialization भी है.
Right.
And this is a prediction which is not a prediction only of intellectuals across the globe, but this is a prediction based on the study of the United Nations itself of 1980s, when the UN had said that 21st century would be the era of Indo-Pacific. When we talk about Indo-Pacific, we actually talk about Bharat, we talk about China, and we talk about East Asia and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
आज अगर पूरा विदेश and especially the West आज अगर इतना विचलित है इस चीज को लेके, because they understand the hegemony which they had for last 300 years or 350 years, that hegemony is gradually getting washed below their carpet, and it's been taken over by an area which till the other day they used to consider to be a civilization of pagans and heathens. So aaj ye cheez jo ho raha hai, this is something which they are very reluctant to accept it, but with a sense of reluctancy, they are accepting this today because there is no other way out for them.
Okay. So moving forward, I think you'll agree with me on this. And since you have already talked about this, that right now there's a phase of global power shift. But right now, AI is being used as a proxy for power. It's being used for negotiations in various defense deals or for setting a geopolitical frameworks and settings and whatnot. So how do you think AI is influencing global power structures as a tool? And is it similar to what nuclear power was once used as a tool in global power to have some negotiations on the table?
Why only nuclear power? Nuclear power, WTO, IMF, World Bank, then for that matter, IT.
Right.
These were all used as a tool in the past by the Western powers, and they will do that. I don't blame them for that. And because it is an era of cutthroat competition. In this era of cutthroat competition, when everyone is actually in a process of challenging the other power or challenging the other economy, this is something which will be there. Okay. After all, it's the survival of the fittest. If I have to speak about the, about the philosophy of Huntington, right, where he speaks about the survival of the fittest. So 21st century is also a survival of the fittest. They will try that. But the main thing behind this is like, do we succumb to their instrument of subjugation? Or do we assert ourselves?
Okay.
And I will cite examples to prove this.
Okay.
When IT came here in Bharat in 80s and 90s, there was a huge hue and cry that, this will destroy the traditional industrial base of the country. This is something which will destroy the economic and the financial structure of the country. Okay. But did that happen? No. We actually did wonders through IT. We reasserted ourselves, and today Bharat is one of the leading producer of the software across the world, and we are exporting it to so many countries. In the same way, if I have to talk about WTO, for example, we had signed WTO when our gold was being auctioned in the Bank of England as well as in the Imperial Bank, because our economy was devastated. And everyone said that this is the end of this conglomerate of this country called Bharat, and it will disintegrate into pieces. But did that happen?
No.
Not at all. That was a situation. In that situation, we had to give our gold in auction to the banks in Europe as well as in UK, but we reasserted ourselves.
Right.
We signed WTO under compromise, but today WTO, World Bank and IMF talks about Bharat, saying that, if the global world has to progress, if there has to be a legitimate expansion of the global, organizations, whether it's the UN, the WHO, World Bank, IMF, representation of India or Bharat is a must.
Right.
Representation of Bharat in G20, representation of Bharat in GATT, or for that matter in G77 is a must. So it all depends on how you assert yourself.
Okay.
Us being a civilizational country with almost around 15,000 to 25,000 years of civilization, and carbon dating is proving that.
Right.
Whether it's in Bhet Dwarka or whether it's in Lothal or Kalibangan or any other place, the carbon dating is explicitly proving that the El Basham and the Romila Thapar theory of 5,000 years of Bharatiya civilization is a myth.
Right.
It's much older than that. And if we could sustain even in the past, because of this resilience of the individual Bharatiya people, we can do that once again, but we have to be very